Welcome back everyone, this is Wylock 6th grade, lesson 12, and today I'm going to be going over some division and multiplying, addition of negative numbers and stuff like that, so let's get started. Okay, so, division. This question is asking for, that direction say, divide the whole numbers by 10, 100, or 1000, find the quotient. So this is pretty much making things into decimals. So, you don't really have to overthink this at all. The way you do these are pretty much the amount of, if you're dividing 8 by 841 by 10, that pretty much pretty much looks like this, right? So it pretty much just looks like this. And oh wait, no, sorry, opposite. Um, and the way you're basically, what you're doing is you're just moving the decimal place, which is passively placed here, right? But you don't show it because it's just saying the same thing. You'd have to move it up by the number of zeros. That's the easiest way to think about this. So if it's 10, right? You have 841. You have 10. You just have to move the decimal value to right here. So it's just going to be 84.1. That's it. And if it's 1000, right? You move it by the number of zeros. So there's 3 zeros here, right? 1, 2, 3. So the answer would be 0.123. And honestly, just the easiest way to think about this is pretty much just moving the decimal to the amount of zeros there are. And make sure you're going from the very right to the very left, because the very right will pretty much symbolize the zeroth place, where it's just pretty much, there's nothing there, right? It's 0. So you're just going from there and you're bringing it up from there, not from the left to the right. You don't want to go from here. You want to go, you don't want to do this. You want to go from like this. This is the correct way, where you go from the very right and slowly, depending on the number of zeros you have, you just keep going. Alright, moving on because we're limited on time. So, dividing decimals, finding these numbers. When you're dealing with decimal numbers, the rules are a little different. So, all you have to do, right? All you have to do is quite literally just divide 0.8 in this question by 0.2. That's all you gotta do. And the answer you get from here, which is like 4, I believe, or actually I think it's 6. We'll go here. Let me make sure, check my math is correct. Oh wait, so it is 4. Yeah, 0.2. So the answer is 4. And yeah, that's all you're gonna do. When you're dealing with decimals, all you have to do is really just divide this number by this number, and you should get the correct number. And just in case if you want to check it, you have to just run the equation through. So 1.8 divided by the number you just got should equal 0.3. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that section. Not that hard. It might look confusing, but you just have to remember that the rules of division apply differently when you're dealing with decimals. And I'm not gonna really sit here and explain to you guys because it's gonna take me a while, and I quite frankly don't remember all of them either. But just know it's different, and the best way to do this, the easiest way to do this, is to divide the number you have in the dividend by the quotient. I think that's the correct terminology. But whatever you're dividing from to the equals, to whatever that's on the right side of the equal sign. And that's pretty much it for that section. Addition of integers. Okay. The easiest way to explain this is, I like to think of it as the negative has the priority. I like to think of it like that. And when I think about that, that pretty much means to me, okay, so if a negative number is bigger than a positive number, the negative number will always be triumphant. Okay? And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just the way you think about this. The best way to explain this is using like the boxes example. So if you have like right here, you have like 6. Let's just say you have 6 balls, right? And you're adding negative 12. So that pretty much means you're taking all these away, and you have negative 6 still left. Okay? This is what only this part means. And from there, when you add the 2, negative is bigger, so it's going to be -4. Your answer should be -4. Um, think about it using actual objects. This is the best way to describe it. If you have like 10 boxes and you're adding it by -12 plus 10, right? Um, these 10 boxes, those 10 boxes taken away, and you're actually in debt 2 boxes. So you need to give them 2 boxes. You're down 2 boxes. And the plus 10 represents the 10 boxes you're going to get afterwards. So from the -2, you have to, when you get the 10 new brand new, you get the 10 brand new boxes, you have to give 2 away because you still have that -2 that you have to give from the earlier part of the equation, and whatever that's left is your answer. That's like the best way to describe it. You want to just kind of think about it using real world objects. You don't want to overcomplicate yourself and get overwhelmed by these symbols, because once you get used to them, it's really not going to mean that much to you guys, and you'll just be able to recognize it immediately. So just as of right now, when you're learning it, the best way to think about it is using actual objects in real life, like boxes, and just kind of using them and just kind of thinking about them in relation to these questions. So like if it's like 11 plus 14 plus -2, you have 11 boxes, you add 14, and they're taking away 2. So you just take away 2, whatever that's left is your answer. That's pretty much it for addition of integers. We're running low on time, so I'll have to go through this a little quickly. Multiplication of integers. Okay, so honestly, multiplication of integers is really easy because it's pretty much just the same thing except as regular multiplication, but you have to factor in the negative sign. And it's really simple. You're gonna have to just remember a couple of things. So negative, I'll write the rules for you guys. Negative times negative is going to be positive. Okay? Negative times positive is going to be negative. Positive times positive will always equals positive. So this is just the basic you have to remember. So using this, you're trying to figure out these numbers. So the best way to do this is you want to solve the equation first and then deal with the negatives and the positives afterwards. So let's just do number 1 real quick. Something times 8, -8 equals 32. So ignore the negative first and we just solve the problem. So what times 8 will equals 32? It's going to be 4, right? Yeah, 4. 4 times 8 is 32. So you would just write 4 for now. And now notice there's a negative sign on the 8. Okay? Now, if you look at the rules that I wrote to you guys, negative, we have negative times positive will equal negative. But the answer isn't positive. So what you have to do is add another negative sign in front of the 4 in order to balance it out. So it's -4 times -8. Negative times negative is positive. So -4 times -8 is 32 positive. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's like the best way to describe it. Just remember these 3 rules. These are very simple. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys next time for lesson 13. Bye-bye.